Hello, everyone, and
Hey,
welcome for a very special stream indeed. That's right, the day is here. It is the release of Montana for American Truck Simulator. Nimmo, I see you've got the hat back out in occasion,
yes,
the
sir.
infamous hats that we wore last time. I love to see
Howdy,
it.
are
Great to
partner.
have you behind
We
the
are
wheel again.
releasing Wyoming today.
Yes, again.
We're going
That's
back
why
in
again.
time. We're going back in time. We're doing it all again. No, but seriously, we're here for the release of Montana for American Truck Simulator. It's an extremely exciting day. So many of you already in our chat, watching from all around the world. There's already thousands, over 1,000 of you watching
Oh,
live
let's
on our
go.
Twitch
It
channel,
was like
which
500
is
10
fantastic
minutes
to see.
ago.
Exactly
Everyone
right. Just
flooded
shut
in.
up out of nowhere. And of course, we've got Namiro, our PR and marketing manager, behind the wheel, ready to take us on a drive to check out Montana
Yes, sir.
itself. We're also joined by two very special guests in the studio. We have Davido, Montana Map
Hello,
DLC
guys.
lead. How are you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Great to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of such an exciting day to be here. And we also have Anton, who is a researcher from SES Software as well with us today. How you doing, Anton?
Hi guys, I'm fine, thank you. Excited to be here.
It's actually
Yeah, it's great to have you
actually your
here.
first time in stream, right, Anton?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
So, Chad, be
double
nice to him.
excited.
Well, welcome along to the stream, and what an occasion. I couldn't think of a better time to be here for the release of the Treasure State Montana, and it's exciting that we're finally here for this moment. Lots of people who have been anticipating this day. I know lots of people who have already been hyping it up in the chat, saying hashtag ready for Montana, which is our hashtag which we've been using on our social media channels, over on our Twitter and Facebook and all that good stuff as well. And Nimbo, I see you're already diving in deep. You got the 57X out, the
Oh,
brand new
yeah.
truck from
Oh,
Western
yeah.
Star, which we released a couple of days ago.
On Tuesday,
and you
yeah.
can see there on the right the billboard. Welcome to Montana.
Is this the
We're already
new-
getting straight
new
into
truck?
it.
I believe we are needed.
is.
We are needed capital city of Helena or Helena. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but yeah, you can see where we are. And I will be just driving, and hopefully guys can like comment upon the scenery we will be passing by, or I can even use the command go to anywhere else if you would like to show
Show
the
something,
chat
okay.
some particular or special place and so on. So I'm your Alfred tonight.
Alfred.
He is our chauffeur, as you might say, chat.
So back to my bat cave.
Batcave. To the Batcave. Alfred.
Well, not for now. We're going to need you to stick around. But first, before we deep dive into a little bit and talk to you guys in the studio there, we have a few little things that we need to let you know about, chat. Well, first of all, if you haven't joined us for one of these special release streams, welcome along. It's a very, very exciting time. We're going to be with you for the next few hours, all the way up to the very moment which we release the Montana DLC for American Truck Simulator. Not only that, we've also got Chenda behind the scenes as well, who's roaming around the SES Software offices where they're hosting the release party. Right now it's happening. They're having food and drinks and having a wonderful time. Hello to everyone in the office from the UK. I hope you're all having a great time over there. And I'm sure everyone is with their drinks and everything else they've
They
been
are
provided.
enjoying the drinks and food which we can't have here.
It's
Once again,
some sort
Alex,
of
once again, Alex.
some sort of tradition
It's
apparently
tradition.
that happens at
Yeah.
SES Software, where nothing, we don't get anything, but
Nah, they will-
we enjoy it either way.
They will keep something for us, I bet.
Exactly, yeah. But not only that, we're also going to have some giveaways happening throughout
Oh,
the
yeah.
stream as well
Oh,
today.
yeah.
That's why for those who are in the chat, unfortunately, if you're an employee of SES Software, you cannot enter. For those who are watching the stream from the offices, but we have some very exciting prizes. We have 5 Montana DLC keys to give away
We have a treasure chest here.
throughout the stream.
No, that's not
Little treasures.
the
Wait, do
treasure.
they contain the keys?
No,
No.
no. It's just like decoration. The
It's
treasure
just-
chest is not a
okay,
part of the
ruined.
giveaway.
Ruin the
Ruined.
immersion. I thought the keys are in there. Come on. So we have 5 Montana DLCs keys to give away throughout the stream.
But actually
And not only
something
that,
is
but you
in
can
there.
see there is.
Yeah, I believe something is in there. It's
Oh.
yeah,
It's a treasure.
It's actually a treasure.
Is there actually treasure in there?
I don't know, Philip. Can
Look at
you
that.
can you
Oro
turn
y
on
plata.
that camera, please, for a few seconds? It's actually
Because we do have multiple
Gold.
cameras. Here we go.
gold and silver. See?
Look at that.
Treasure state.
Actual treasure, chat. Actual treasure. Beautiful.
But that's
well,
for us to keep.
you might you might see on the desk as well, we have some HyperX Alpha wireless headphones.
Yes, sir.
They're the ones I'm actually wearing right now. I'm lucky enough to have a pair.
Stop
They sound very, very good.
Stop flexing.
But we've got 2 of those to give away as well. So someone in the chat is going to be going home today, not only with some Montana key DLCs, but also some headsets from HyperX. It's their brand new ones with 300 hours of battery life. So they just go on for weeks and weeks on end. It's crazy, which is the perfect match for your truck in Montana. So all you need to do to enter, first there's some ground.
But that's not all. That's not all, Alex.
Is that not? Are we missing something?
Yeah, the flag. Philip, can you bring the camera
the flag.
once again?
Well,
because
let's do it.
The
Show
same
us.
way as we did with the Wyoming release, the team had this flag all the way along to the production of the DLC, right? Hanging it up at your bay, and today they're signing it up. Only Pavel's signature is missing, but we will get that later on it, and then one of you will get the key plus this flag. Don't put it on eBay.
There you go. Those are some very, very awesome prizes to be won during this stream. So the flag of Montana, signed by the team who have been involved in the development of Montana, also signed by Pavel Sebor, the CEO, as well, a little bit later on. So there you go, lots of great prizes to be won. If you want to enter, there's a few ground rules, right? First of all, you need to make sure that you're happy to give us some shipping details. And also your personal information for shipping reasons as well. And the way we're going to be contacting you is via Twitch Whispers, which is the DM system on Twitch. So make sure you go into your settings and that you have them on and open, because I will be contacting you via the SCS software account after the stream if you are a winner. But other than that, good luck to everybody. The way that you can enter is very simple. Just type the word Montana in the chat, and that's it. That's all you need to do, and you could be the winner of some keys or some headphones or even the flag, which is priceless. That's the real treasure there. I think that's the real prize if you win that. That is very, very cool. So Montana is your keyword there, and I can see the chat's already off. That's it. We can leave them to it now.
Yep, here comes the elevator.
we'll let them go spamming Montana. But right, let's get back to the main focus of the evening. Of course, the very exciting release of Montana for American Truck Simulator. We're finally here. We finally made it to the date. It's great to be here, and of course to have 2 very special guests from the teams who have been involved in the development of Montana. Well, let's maybe start off from kind of its early beginnings, shall we say, in terms of research. And Anton, you're part of the research team, and maybe you could explain to us a little bit how the research starts for when you're working on Montana. Where did it all begin?
Well, so we are pretty much what we are doing is pre-production. So we are like the first people to to get there, to look for some references, and to just gather all this initial information. And I actually wasn't right at the beginning, but in terms of Google Street viewing the state, visiting it, and then looking for references of the assets that they might want to use. That's where I started off, and then I was working on the project throughout the whole development process on other aspects as well.
Okay, wow. So it sounds like, when people think of research, they might think it's quite a simple thing. It's like, okay, search Montana on Google and okay, cool, we've got everything we need. But in fact, there's a lot more to it, right? And there's not only just yourself involved, there's actually quite a large team behind Montana. How many of you were working on the research for Montana?
There were 3 of us who were actively involved and always, in the know of what's going on, of what's happening. But our other colleagues also have contributed and helped us in other ways. But I'd say that there were 3 of us directly involved.
It's always a team effort, right? Always everyone kind of helping each other out. And of course, communication is very much key in those kind of times when you're working to learn about things and find out information. And how can we imagine such kind of processes? What do you guys do in terms of research? Was it just the internet, or did you find other sources? Did you talk to people online, or what other sources might you found for the research in Montana?
Well, this is actually very interesting because we really appreciated like some tips and suggestions that people posted on the forum. So that was important, of course. And then they were using like Google. I mean, sometimes we had to, like, I was researching one truck stop, and from the Google Street View, we knew that there was a truck stop at that place, but the references were too old, and the reference was of it just being built. And then I had to use other photos to basically guess where the individual parts of the truck stop are located. So it was a bit of, Sherlock Holmes kind of assignment that I really enjoyed.
Gotcha.
And we have to use a lot of that because oftentimes either references are missing or something like that. And speaking about the process generally, I'd say that I really like to think of our job in terms of how to render the reality of what we see into a visual representation that is not only truthful to that reality, but can also convey the feeling and the culture that is not directly depicted by the objects themselves. And that, of course, involves not just, watching the pictures, the references, but also learning a little bit about the culture and the history and just the general place of, states, like the general place of Montana in American culture.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more on that, actually, on that statement, because, these states within America, they're all so unique. And I know Montana has an absolutely rich history, a lot to do with pioneers and treks and people discovering places and mining and gold rush and everything like that. There's a lot packed into the state. And when you go around all these towns, they often have museums or landmarks dedicated to such things as well. And I imagine that's a lot of part of the process as well, is to kind of translate all of those sources into a sheet or a file that then you can then pass on to other teams to then kind of help them understand and translate into the in-game world, which I can imagine can be a difficult process sometimes if they obviously don't know all the backstory of a certain prominent landmark or figure and why it's important in the game. I imagine there's a lot of decisions that have to be made, right?
Sure, absolutely. And as you were saying, it's all about communicating and being able to... Because it's interesting, because you've got reality, then you've got the human mind that processes this reality, and then you've got the final product. And I'd say that the trickiest part is to be able to transmit, or to be able to preserve this image throughout the whole process. And this is really exciting because, watching how Nemiro is driving, I'm really, this is just great. This is, it's as good as what I saw a year ago when I was initially researching those roads. And this is just amazing.
It must be fantastic to see kind of when you feel like you kind of don't have a huge part within it and you're just kind of a small part of such a big team that's putting it all together, and then you see the final product and how it's all come together. It's such a monumentous moment for everybody in the teams involved. And I couldn't agree more. I imagine everybody that's watching either from the offices right now or even from our viewers as well, massive credit to everybody and to all the teams involved, because it is fantastic. And I love that it's called the Treasure State, because it really is that. Basically, there's lots of hidden gems, there's lots of great details, and we're seeing it right here now on the screen. And there's a lot to discover in Montana, that is really for sure. But I gotta ask, was there any really challenging bits of your work in research? Is there any, what are some of the biggest challenges that you have to overcome when you're working in research department?
Well, it's like I said, when the reference is missing, and we absolutely have to put something into the game, and you just you don't really know how the thing in question looks like, right? And so you have to play this little game of finding the references. And Also, I'd say that working on industries and working on economy is really challenging, because our graphic designers here, they really like to not just be able to depict a depot or like an industrial area, but also to understand what's going on there. So when you guys see like all those huge chemical plants and just industrial infrastructure there in the game, oftentimes we have to understand where all those pipes lead and how it actually works. So this is
I was gonna say it must be hard for you to kind of also see from the perspective of a driver, because that's what you need to think about, right? When you're behind the wheel and your driver entering the industry, where do they go? Where do they unload? Where do they load? What process happens within the industry, And then, of course, you have to work within the constraints of the game as well, whether that be scale as well. So there's a lot of challenges I imagine there is to overcome in terms of that. So I imagine a lot of the time, you research a lot of things, but sometimes they just don't make the cut because of certain limitations. But every single time we say this, and I know we say this every single time we release a DLC, but it just seems like the teams that always manage to fit in and pack in more details and more realistic features, and we love to see that. And we've already seen a little bit of that on some past streams with Namira when we're checking out some of the industries, and it's so fantastic to see. I don't remember if it was like a potato one or processing plant, but there was one that was very detailed.
I believe it was like
sugar.
So great to see. Wasn't it like sugar?
Oh, sugar beet.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar. Yeah, I remember seeing it. It was really massive, fantastic. Yeah. It was really cool. Yeah. But it's not just that as well. I mean, of course, it's not just limited to industries. It's not just limited to towns and such, but also, the local economy. What kind of cargoes are being produced in the area? What's being packed? What kind of shops are shipping out and all that, and logistics wise as well, and just the smallest little things as well when it comes to architecture as well, I imagine plays a big role as well when you're looking at smaller little towns that you pass through that you might necessarily stop at, but you kind of see as you're driving by. I guess people really they don't realize that research actually means research is every little part of it, and even the vegetation, right?
Yeah, sure, we have to work on that a lot, and it's actually one of the toughest parts. We have a colleague here who is really proficient in gardening, shall I say. So he's he's the one who, at the end of the day, saves it all, because he's really knowledgeable about all that.
And it's always great to have somebody as knowledgeable as that within the team,
sure.
Because it helps people out a lot. And it's always so interesting to learn about research, and I know that there's a lot that goes into research. We've seen them before on the stream, Namira, where we've seen the massive kind of files where they have all of these pictures, and they just keep zooming and zooming in and zooming in, and there's more and there's more and there's more, and just the amount of detail and work that goes in is fantastic to see. So honestly, massive compliments and well done, and congratulations to everyone in the research team that's been a part of this process. But of course, research team is just one of the many teams that are involved in the creation of Montana, and we're also joined by Davido, who's the lead for Montana. And let's start off with some questions. We've had you on the stream before, so is this your first DLC you've had on your show? Is this not, is it?
No, actually it's not. It's my second project that I lead.
It's your second one.
The first one was Wyoming last year.
I was going to say, and how is it feeling now? Is it still just as challenging, or do you feel like you can relax a little more because you got a bit more experience behind your back now?
Yeah, it feels really good. I was really nervous and scared last year because it was my first project. Now I'm more experienced, and it feels definitely better.
So you can kind of like understand the workflow a little bit better, how to work with your team better. And I haven't been at the offices, unfortunately, for a little while, and I've got to ask, do you still have a similar team that you had before? Is it a completely new team that you have, or do you have new colleagues that are with you?
Yeah, I have the pretty same team as I had last year.
Okay. Yeah, and then that must make it a bit easier for you to work with them as well, because you can kind of understand how they work and their workflow as well, which is really fantastic. And how big was the team that was involved on this project this time
My
around?
team was originally 11 people, I think, because we thought that Montana would come after Texas.
Yeah.
We
But-
pushed or boosted the team with a little more guys. I think 4.
Okay, so it
And-
was like 15, 15
Yeah, at
people.
one point I was leading up to 15 people. I
Okay.
think pretty large team. The biggest one I have
Oh,
ever
right.
had, definitely.
Was it like a
Wow, okay.
was it like a competition between the Texas team and Montana team? Like who
No,
was going to-
I don't think so.
I mean,
Like-
obviously there's a winner there because the Texas team are kind of still working. So there we are. But I mean, that's great to hear that we've got a bigger team there kind of behind it. And it's evident again. I just want to, draw attractions away, but looking at the screen right now when we're looking on the road, this beautiful scene that we have of these mountain rocks, you know, the cliff faces, the actual vegetation and trees all around it, and this beautiful road as well. It's such a beautiful area, and
Yes.
again, so much detail has been packed in. Absolutely, I mean, LA Trucker in the chat has put it perfectly. Stunning scenery.
Stunning.
I think that's the best way
After
to describe
seeing
it.
what the team in ETS have done with the Alps,
Mm.
we wanted to achieve the same goal in ATS with Glacier
So there
National
was
Park.
a competition actually. Yeah.
There was,
Here we
there was,
go.
there was
Yes,
an internal
among the
competition, huh?
ETS and ATS guys, but not among the ATS teams.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I gotta say the apps do look pretty good, but I think this might just take it in my books at least, because we've seen some absolutely amazing screenshots and images come out of the the Glacier National Parks and stuff like that as well. Absolutely beautiful area, and of course one that we urge you all to explore when Montana is released a little bit later today.
Yeah, I say we did, but actually it's a job of one guy.
Job of
Oh,
one
really?
guy.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole Glacier
person?
Park is one guy work.
Oh, okay.
No way.
Massive shout out to that person then.
That is wow. I did not expect that. That is a lot of work done. But
One guy.
fantastic
Can we have
work
like
there.
10 more of these guys? Can you like clone that person a few times?
Right,
That
yeah,
would be
it looks
definitely
so
good.
good. It would. All right, so let's also kind of take you back a little bit as well
There
in
is a
terms
viewpoint,
of
let's
where
go.
it all kind of started, Montana-wise. Where did it all start? Time-wise, you said you were working about a year ago, but did it actually start a little bit before that, or how long ago did you start working on Montana?
Phew. You mean before?
Like when you like started to work, like putting pieces.
The first
into
works on
the layouts
on
of
the next
roads
DLC usually starts before the end of the current one,
Oh,
when,
mhm.
Okay.
when it's necessary to design the roads and the cities to select the cities and the roads.
So that means that you are actually already working on something else, right?
Yes.
Chat, here we go.
But we have to keep that secret. Shh, chat.
We
No
have
bribing
to.
in the chat, please. There's no amount of money that can make him talk, I promise you. Of course, we already know about Texas that's coming on a little bit later down the line, but today's Montana's Day, so we're going to stay focused on the topic of Montana. Well, I've got to ask, in terms of, Montana, is there anything that you personally really like about Montana? Is it a project that you've really enjoyed working with and learning about?
I'm a nature lover of nature, so I definitely love the western part of the Montana, with its both national parks, full of lakes and rivers, beautiful nature. But I have to say that
And
I really like the old silos in the old settlements, the small settlements on the east side. I don't know why, but it has a special atmosphere there.
I have heard about these, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think that for me the east side is more interesting even.
On the east side?
Oh.
Yeah. like the prairies and all those fields, I was really able to, I don't know, feel it.
Yeah,
And
it looks like a different state completely.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
at that.
Right, yeah.
Look at that.
Wow, that's a view, chat. That is a view. But yeah, I can see what you mean by variety in Montana. And actually, I gotta say, Montana has surprised me. I think it will have surprised a lot of people as well, in terms of its variation in how it looks across the state. You're saying out in the east it's more like prairies and kind of farms and stuff like that. But right now we're looking at almost what looks like a something out of maybe Utah or like a canyon and like a national park, and it's beautiful. All the cliff faces, tall mountain tops there as well, and yeah, like you said, it makes it feel like two completely different states, which is amazing.
It's
There we are,
interesting
Logan
that
Pass.
every pig has its name, but I don't remember them all.
I don't blame you. I imagine there's a lot of information in your head that you're having to work with as well, so I imagine it's easy to forget, absolutely. But look at that. That looks like a screensaver. That is beautiful.
We arrived in the best hour, I would say.
Definitely on my wish list.
I think so. The treasure state, Montana, really does have some hidden treasures.
Can you make a
It's
business
all
trip
easy to
there?
discover,
Like...
Jet. It looks like a Bob Ross painting, exactly. It does.
Yeah, Bob Ross painting. Yeah. Okay, let me do a quick flashbang, because otherwise we will be driving in the night.
Okay, yeah.
Chat, prepare
that's
yourself.
a good point.
Prepare your eyes. You had eyes.
Ooh. Well, there we go. Back to daytime again. And, well, in terms of then, map building and stuff like that, what were some of the more challenging parts for you along the way when you were creating Montana?
More
Was it those
challenging?
transitions from these kind of like national park mountains to the flats, or what would you
Yeah,
say
from the
were
map
challenges?
perspective, of course. But for me, it was definitely to getting the project done on time, especially after the Montana had been moved before or
Look at
ahead
that
of
goat.
Texas.
That is the goat. That is the goats
Yeah,
from the
you
trailer.
found out goats.
Look at that. Beautiful. I love those little details. You got the goat there. But yeah, no, I can see what you're saying about kind of more personal challenges for you and trying to adjust to those new times, because of course the year's had its little bumps along the way here with some unexpected things happening and in the world, which has had some effects, of course. But I mean, absolutely fantastic job for still getting this out on the time that we had planned, at least here. And it's great to see it live and right now, and to be releasing it in just a few hours' time is absolutely amazing. So I imagine you're feeling probably quite tired, but also very happy at the same time that we finally made it to this moment, right?
Right.
Right. But there's always more work to be done, of course.
Yes.
There's always more work to be done.
On to the next
sure.
project.
Exactly, yeah. But actually, speaking of those goats, is that a common thing in Montana to have those goats
I
around?
think they're pretty common at Glacier National Park, only as far as I
Really?
know. They used to.
So there's just mountain goats everywhere.
Yeah, they used to people, so you can see them.
You can pet them, touch them, probably feed.
Oh, right.
I
'cause
haven't been there, but
tourists feed them, right? Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
I
they're
hope
pretty
not, because,
typical
like-
animal for that entire area. And it's not easy to meet up a bear alongside the road, so we choose.
No, yeah.
So we decided to choose these goats.
And of course, those aren't like the only little kind of hidden details that you can find. And it's not the first time we've been in Montana either, because if we go way back,
Way.
well, 18 Wheels of Steel.
Yes.
Let's go way back. Actually, Montana was also featured in that game as well, one of our older titles. And I mean, we may have touched on the subject before in our blogs, but could players expect to see any references from 18 Wheels of Steel?
Yeah, there are several ones. But
So players should be on the lookout, right?
yeah, but I think that people who remember the 18 Wheels of Steel will find them easily, because the biggest reference itself is the town of Thompson Falls, of course.
Yeah, no, we've touched on that on our blog before, right, Nimiro? We talked a little bit about that area.
Yeah.
And I think our community was very, very excited to kind of see it kind of brought up to a more modern age standard in terms of graphics, but still kind of retaining that old school feel from the actual game itself. And that must have been a fun little project to kind of incorporate within Montana, right?
Yeah.
It was, yeah. It was.
I love your answers. Like, yeah. Right. Yes.
Yes.
How many of these? How many of these did you make?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. No, it's all good. It's all good. But actually, talking about going back to those goats again, do you know, people have always kind of asked in previous times on other streams that we've had about, you know, seeing more animals, and we have definitely seen an increase in more kind of like animals, you know, in terms of like livestock in farms. You know, you usually see cows, you usually see horses
pigs,
and stuff like
sheep.
that, and now we're seeing a few more wild animals. We've seen bison in
Yeah,
Wyoming,
bison,
right?
of course.
Goats here in Montana. Is this a sign that maybe there's more animals to come in the future, possibly?
I don't know. I don't think so. You know, it's easy to put anything into the map, but you have to get it first. So it's a question for our animation team, I guess. But I have to say that I have seen some pretty pictures in our internet channel of the animal who is going to be
In Texas, deals.
in Texas.
Yeah.
It's pretty
too.
typical for that state.
Oh,
So you guys
really?
you can
Yep.
look forward to it.
Okay. Well, we definitely won't ruin any surprises there. Even I didn't know about that, so I'm very excited to hear about that. Very, very excited to hear about that for sure. And well, you know, on being such a momentous occasion for the Montana release day, I'm sure you and your team a little bit later on, once you get to escape the studio, will be able to finally celebrate together with a few
Yes.
drinks and some good food as well. What are you looking forward to most? Are you looking forward to kind of seeing the reactions from the community as you release it, or are you just happy to kind of have it released and kind of happy to kind of get out for everybody to enjoy?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the impression or the reaction.
Yeah.
But for me, the
I
most
think-
important thing is the overall impression, of course.
Well, I say let's get some live reactions right now. I think that's a good idea. Chat, as we're driving now right through Montana, what are your first impressions of Montana? Let's get some live reactions in the chat from all of our viewers from all over the world. There's so many of you tuned in right now. Over 1,500 of you tuned in. Wow, that's a lot of you. Here we go. We got awesome. It looks great, amazing, beautiful, incredible. Looks fantastic, terrific, stunning.
I'm not surprised because
Goats.
Nemero is driving through the Glacier National Park. And that's the most beautiful thing in that state, I think.
But that's just your
It's
view.
fabulous.
Yeah, that's your opinion. Because
Yeah,
like
true.
I kind of like the more I liked more the part we've been driving through in the first exclusive gameplay stream, Alex, if you remember. You know, the part with all the farms.
I do, yeah.
And, you know, the white.
Yeah, that was US2, I think.
I believe, yeah.
US2 road.
Yeah. That's beautiful as well. Like it's very, very like spacious and wide. This guy in front of me, he's doing some sightseeing as well.
You got a caravan
Yeah.
in front of you, notoriously slow going through national parks because either they're lost or they're, you know, taking photos of everything. It's usually the case with tourists. So I'd say, I mean, that's a pretty realistic AI in my opinion, I gotta say. But yeah, I mean, our viewers, a lot of names I see familiar here in our chat right now have been with us for many previous streams, and they've seen other parts of Montana as well. And we always get such a fantastic review from all of them, and we always say, hey, we're definitely going to pass on your comments to the team. And so there was a lot of their comments, but yeah, from the community, honestly, they're all saying just a well done, their congratulations, and they love the look of Montana, and they can't wait to explore it for themselves, which it's going to be happening today at 7 p.m. Central European Summertime. That's right, in just a few hours, or a couple of hours, really.
No,
We should
it's
really have a
actually
countdown on
an
the screen.
hour.
That's what we should have, right?
An hour
An hour?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half,
Yep.
1 hour and 30 minutes or so. You can find on our social media, all of the time is posted there if you're tuned in from around the world. We know you're in lots of different time zones, so you can find them
there
all
is a
on
lake.
Twitter or Facebook and stuff like that as well. So, but yeah, very, very exciting
Burger King
indeed.
Lake. Says someone.
is that what someone called it? The Burger King Lake? Beautiful.
second.
Well,
I can drive there.
Yeah?
Oh my god.
Are you confident? Oh no, you're gonna cause it. See, you're blaming the caravan for bad driving, but look what we have here.
I mean, it's first time for me here, so pardon me, guys. Look at that guy. He couldn't wait.
There's a school bus behind you, man. Come on.
There is a school somewhere. It's like field trip, probably.
They're going on a field trip. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. Again, chat, if you're just joining us, by the way, welcome along for the release stream. You've missed a little bit, but do not worry. There's plenty more to come because we're going to be chatting to more special guests here in our studio. And, of course, gets into the actual release of Montana at 7 p.m. Central European Summertime. We're also doing a giveaway as well, right, Nimro? We're giving away 2 HyperX Alpha Wireless
Shout out
headphones.
to our friends at HyperX for providing these wonderful headphones for us.
Absolutely, yeah. 300 hours of battery life on a wireless headset, and they're really fantastic. We've also got 5 Montana keys to give away, and we're also giving away one very special prize from our SCS offices. It's the flag of Montana that has been signed by a majority
Philip,
of the team involved.
Can you show it?
It's on the desk. It's right there in the studio.
For a second. No, that's you.
We like that camera as well. That was a good camera as well. But we'll show you the flag as well. There's the flag signed by the team involved there in the development of the Montana DLC, and will be signed as well by Pavel a little bit later on. You can also win that. It's been hanging in our offices for such a long time, and is quite a nice sentiment for our team. But they're giving you, our best community ever, the chance to win it and hang it up on your wall, in your home, or in your office, or wherever. As long as it doesn't end up on eBay, we'll be happy. It goes to a fan. So if you want to enter, Montana is the keyword. That's all you have to type in our chat, is the word Montana. You just need to type it once. And if you are the lucky winner, make sure you do have your Twitch Whispers on. That's the DM system on Twitch, so we can get your shipping details and your email, so we can get in contact with you to ship you your prizes. Well, time is flying, I gotta say. And, well, it seems like we haven't got too much time left here with our guests in the studio, Anton and Davido. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure having you both in the studio, but of course we want to let you enjoy the party a little bit, kind of let yourselves relax and grab a few drinks and have some food as well. So before you disappear,
I believe Alex I just wrote to Chenda so he can get ready, and I believe in like 5 minutes we can turn into Chenda's camera and he can show us how the party is going there.
Sure, yeah, we'll do that. But I was going to say, before our guests have to disappear,
Okay,
is there anything
Philip,
else that they would like
can
to...
you in 3 minutes or something like that turn into Chenda's camera, please?
It's going to be the biggest party we have ever had. I think
the
about
hugest party,
160 people
Yeah,
at our
160
office.
people.
There's a lot of people there.
They all...
But yeah, is there
sandwiches.
either what you wanted to say to our community, either yourself, Anton, or Davido, before you have to disappear from our studio?
I'd like, well, as I was saying earlier, like the things people say on the forum are really helpful. So if you guys may feel like expressing your view or just, you know, saying something, we always really appreciate it, and we try to encourage people to do that more, because sometimes it can be really saving grace. And thank you. I hope you'll enjoy the game as much as I and my colleagues enjoyed working on it.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. That's a great statement to make, and I'm sure everyone's really gonna enjoy it. And Davido as well.
My turn.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say? Yep, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for supporting our games. I think it means a lot for us, especially in these hard times globally.
That's right, yeah.
Enjoy the new content, and I hope you will like it.
There you go. Perfect. Well,
and we just
there
lost Alex.
You have it, everybody.
Did we just
What's
lost
that?
Alex?
Oh, am I still here?
I cannot hear Alex at all.
You not
I
hear
hear
us?
him.
You hear him? Okay,
You can hear me?
I just lost him.
You can hear me. I'm still here. Can the chat hear me?
Oh my god, my phone is not working for me.
It's just his phone. Okay, they can hear me. Chat. Well, we're going to be taking a look at the office here in just a few moments. Chat. We're going to be taking a look at the office, so make sure you're ready to tune in once we get Chenda's phone. Do we have a view of Chenda?
Do we have Chenda?
Yeah, we
Whoa,
should
that,
have your
that
Chenda
was a
ready.
bus. That was a bus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry, guys.
There we go. SES officers, can you hear me? Maybe they're all having a great time, but they all look like they're having a great time. Give us a wave if you can see yourself on the camera there. Lots of food, and look at that. Now you're just making us jealous. Look at those beautiful baguettes and sandwiches. Great to see so many people enjoying themselves in the offices. All well deserved, of course. It's been a hard work day in the offices. I'm loving the shirts there as well. Look at that. Nice close up on the shirts. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We've got drinks all around.
I prefer the
People
second
having a
one.
great time. Yeah, no, it's
Chenda,
great to see so
Chenda,
many
can you
people
find
there.
someone else in the second one T-shirt we made internally for the teams?
Oh, is there a second design as well?
Yeah, there is.
Let's have a look at the second design. Hopefully he can
really,
hear us.
Really cool design made by our artist Annie.
Very,
You can
very
see it
cool.
there in the
I'm liking it.
distance.
I'm loving that everyone's enjoying themselves. Chendo, you're doing some fantastic camera work there. I love it.
He's probably
Look at that.
He's
Yeah.
probably like a mosquito, you know, flying around head with the camera. He's like, bug off.
It's so good to see.
I'm really
This must be weird for everyone watching the offices right now.
Mom, I'm in the TV.
I was gonna say I'm really intrigued to find out what sandwiches they have here because I kind of suggested some of typical Montana sandwiches, and there's one called
Which is what?
it's called pickle barrel sandwich, I think, and it's like really popular, and it's as far as I'm concerned, it's really associated with Montana. So I'm really looking forward to that moment when I will go and find out.
Well, look at that. You're getting a little behind-the-scenes tour in the office of the party that's happening right now. Everyone having a great time. Everyone's kind of spread themselves out there in their own little spaces, enjoying the weather, I imagine, as well. I imagine it's been quite warm over in Prague. Look at them all. That's great.
Typical Montana sandwiches, but typical Czech beer.
Yeah.
We love to see it. We love to see it. Yeah, and I think some of the food
blueberries.
items there as well, like especially from Montana, right?
Yeah, the blueberries.
Like
yeah, they are also.
The blueberry is.
There's like they have this kind of special pie called like bear
There it
claw,
is.
if I'm not mistaken, and it's made of blueberries.
It's interesting because it's popular in our country too.
Yeah, it is,
We are
it is.
picking up blueberries
Oh, really?
during
Yeah.
the summer at forests.
Got the streamception going on. Everyone's getting freaked out just watching the stream and then suddenly seeing their own back on it.
I love how the chat is reacting with exclamation mark food, you know, command every time food appears on it.
Everyone's seeing food right now. There's food everywhere. Well, honestly, it's great to see so many of you colleagues and so many new faces as well. So everyone who's there for their first release as well.
Yes, a lot.
It's great to see you all. I hope you're having a wonderful time there in our offices and enjoying the amount of food and drinks that are on offer as well. It's great to see. That's awesome. Very well deserved, don't you think, chat? Great cameraman. Yep, and he will be back. Chendo will be back a little bit later on as well to show us more. A beautiful close-up there of some sticks being eaten. I think this could be Oscar award winning.
I'm getting hungry.
everyone in the studio here is just sitting here drooling.
Yeah,
The
like,
food.
we don't have anything here. Just water.
Yeah. Everyone act normal for the cameras, just normal conversation. That's it. Take it. No, it's great to see. It really, really is. All right. Well, chat, Montana, live from the offices there, and of course, a little bit later, we'll be releasing Montana from the offices there, pushing that infamous button to release it onto Steam for all of you to enjoy in American Truck Simulator. And of course, we've got so much more coming up as well. We're going to be joined in a short while by Pavel Sebor, who will be joining us, our CEO, who will be talking about Montana with us, as well as answering some of your questions as well. I love that design with the bear. It's so cool.
These
It's
two
very,
guys
very cool.
are from my team.
Are they? Shout out to them. Great to see you. Great to see you. And of course, we've got that giveaway running as well. Montana in the chat if you'd like to enter that. Winning yourself some headsets and some keys as well. It's good stuff. I love everyone's in their summer outfits as well. It's good to see. Back to the food. It's the more important thing, right? The baguettes. The selection of sandwiches. This is the content you came for, chat. I promise you. The real reason why you're here. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Chenda. We appreciate you. Thanks for giving us a little look inside the offices there. We'll get back to our Montana gameplay now. There we go. Get ourselves back on the road. There we go. And where are we at right now, actually, Nimiro?
In Callisto?
Oh, yeah.
Callisto, all the way up north.
You can recognize that.
What's that?
That Davido can recognize that, you know, from
It's true. Or maybe he saw it on the GPS.
maybe.
No.
Maybe.
I know every part
Maybe
of
there's
the
a
DLC.
name on the GPS. Maybe, just maybe. Well, we'll definitely, hopefully, try and make it to that point you were telling us a little bit about earlier about the prairies right out in the east. Nimro, we'll have to head out there at some point, maybe to kind of have a look around, right?
To the prairies, like that's actually somewhere here. So
Is it in
should
the?
I, like,
oh, wait.
teleport myself there? We can do that.
Yeah, let's head over that way. Let's have a quick look over there
So let's go to Sydney.
to Sydney, not Australia. Just to clarify. It's funny how you share many city names actually in America from many different countries. Actually, it seems. There we go. We'll drop ourselves down. Boom. Here we go. So this is the kind of area that we're talking about a little bit earlier, right? Where it's kind of more like charming small
Let's drive
town,
through it. Let's
kind of
drive through
little settlements and stuff like that, right? I think it was. And all the different areas around.
Yeah, that's where
as
the
well.
where the big white farms are, and you know all the agriculture. We will see.
Beautiful.
Sydney is a home of the sugar plant, of course.
Ah, really?
Oh, really? Okay.
Which is going to be the new depot.
I actually believe it's somewhere there, right? The barn there.
It's
Or
behind
not?
you.
Behind me?
Yes.
Oh, is it actually? Ooh.
Okay.
Could we take a quick look at that? Or
Maybe you can like, you can drone is
No,
out
to the left.
To the left.
we got the Namiro sound
this
effects
way.
coming out here.
Where?
We'd love to see it.
No. Next junction.
Next junction.
To the left.
This is good GPS chat.
No. The next one.
Next junction. Next junction. Next junction. This.
Muffin Mondays.
Muffin Mondays. I'm down for it.
Free muffin. Take it.
Further down this road.
Oh, this one, you guess? Yes.
There it is on the right here. I think we might have wandered into here before, right? Namiro?
Yeah, I
On
believe
Ustream,
so.
actually. Yeah.
It's somewhere here.
And it was really cool to actually kind of look behind the scenes of it all.
Yeah, it's this,
like
right?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's have a look.
The drone
There
just
we
dropped
go,
the whole
yeah.
truck in a trailer.
It's modern technology, the wonders of modern technology. Yeah, but this was a really interesting area. Actually, when we first came through here, I remember our chat was kind of losing their mind a little bit because of all the details that are kind of included in this area as well. And it seems like a great deal of details gone into the industries, which is really, really nice to see.
Oh yeah, that's
around
it. That's
here,
it.
especially
Alex,
like the
that's
loading
it,
area.
Alex. We admired
What's
these.
that?
That's it. That's the area we admired last time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you remember? Because you could go up onto that the loading bay, right?
Yeah, but where it was?
You can see the old silos there I was talking about before.
All the
This
silos.
is the sugar beets on the right side.
And it's quite a big industry, right? In Montana, like, are they one of the biggest producers of
Yeah.
sugar beets in the states? Which is kind
But
of interesting.
we've
Actually,
got
I didn't
only
realize.
two sugar plants depots. One in Sydney, and the second one is in Billings.
But
Right,
I really
yeah,
like
I didn't realize it was a big thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Someone in the chat.
No,
was
go ahead,
like,
go ahead.
More food, please.
Well, this is food, right?
Yeah.
It technically is.
I believe
yeah.
it was here, right, Alex? We can.
Yeah,
actually
this is
drive
here. This
to
I.
get this.
Yeah, this is what we like to see here. This is what the chat was kind of like really interested in seeing here. This little nice little detail here as you come up onto like the top area here that you can drive through, and kind of like almost like a bit of a challenging little area that you can drive through if you so wish.
Oh, by the way, I was researching this mechanism, like this.
Oh, go ahead.
Loading point.
It's a loading point.
Or like,
yeah, because we're wondering.
it's more like
unloading.
unloading.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Ah, gotcha.
And
Okay, so
it was
the truck
pretty challenging.
truck comes here and then he's just like whoa 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 whoa.
Yeah, but you have to be in a special truck.
Careful.
Ah, okay.
And then there are like, if I'm not mistaken, there are like different mechanisms, but usually it's like the truck opens up and then the beads are unloaded. Alternatively, you can tilt the truck, but this technology is not the one that we're seeing here right now.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So you have to have a certain type of trailer, especially made for it to go through. I get you. That would be an awesome unloading location. Exactly. Yeah, that's what a lot of the chat was saying as well. But again, it just goes to show that the details there, you know, that our teams have researched and put it in as well. And I had no idea that, you know, a sugar beet factory would be this big. It seems like there's a lot of processing and work that happens in this area as well. So it's really fantastic to see. And is that a guy throwing boxes?
Yeah,
on the
I
right?
saw that.
I just see that.
Look at that guy.
Oh, he's working the hardest.
All these boxes.
Look at him.
God damn it.
He's my new favorite guy in
He
Montana.
deserves a space check.
He has a lot of boxes.
I think he's worked at Amazon before. He's got that kind of experience. Maybe he used to be working for that company. We love to see it. Give that man a raise. Probably working it day and night. Yeah, I can imagine. You go there any time of day, any time of night, he'll probably be there. He deserves his own DLC. Boxman.
Boxman. Throw the box into
Boxman DLC. Have Boxman throw boxes into your truck for a small fee.
Send him a giveaway.
Exactly. That's great to see. Well, honestly, we love the amount of details that have come into this area. But I think we'll now let you both go to enjoy your time, as we're running out of time here to have you in the studio, as we've got Pavel coming on very, very shortly. So I don't know how we're doing this. Do we have like a little BRB screen, or do we have them just leave the studio?
We have actually like a small video prepared. So we will play it on a loop. Meanwhile, the guests will get changed, and I believe Pavel is on his way to the studio. And for now, we can play the video and don't go anywhere, because like in a 5 minutes we will be right back with our next guest, which is going to be Pavel Sebor, the CEO of the company. And
exactly. Thank you again, both of you, for joining us. And chat, do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after this video.
Welcome back.
And welcome back, everyone. It's great to have you. Thanks for waiting while we switched out guests here, of course.
Welcome back.
We're now
Welcome
joined
back.
by a very special guest in our studio now. Pavel Sebor, welcome back to the studio, our CEO of SES Software. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't participated in a stream for months, but you guys are going strong every week, right? All the time.
We're still in the fame. We're still in the fame.
Yes, once or twice a week.
Yeah.
We're still going strong, and of course it's such a great occasion to have you back on, of course, the release of Montana. I saw you a short while ago kind of mingling with colleagues in the office and around the studio with some nice food and baguettes and drinks. And how's the atmosphere right now in the studio?
Well, the atmosphere is positive, and excitement is growing for the upcoming release. So I hope people are chilling out, finally resting after some stressful moments of
Last push.
the last push. Yeah, wrapping up the project is always tough. But we're good.
Yeah, I mean, that's great to hear. I mean, it seems like everyone was certainly enjoying themselves, and there's so many people there as well. Of course, so many new faces in the studio. The map lead, Davido, mentioning about having new members in their team, and it's great to see the growth of SES Software, of course, over the past year or so, and we've seen quite a lot of new people come into the offices.
So many new faces that I have a hard time recognizing, because even though I welcome everybody to the company personally, your brain is not wired for that many faces. So we are a big studio now, with all the pros and the cons in a way, but we manage. We'll celebrate, and we'll move on to the next challenges.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, only better good things come from having more members and talented people within the SES Software team. Being able to bring out hopefully more features and bigger workflow for the teams as well, to give them more talents to help them out on projects such as this Montana, which is just absolutely chocked full with details and so many amazing little features and gems to see from so many talented people that have been involved in this as well. And it's just so exciting to see another new state within American Truck Simulator, and another one as well coming further down the line, of course, Texas as well being announced for American Truck Simulator. And it must be quite a little bit surreal for you to think how far we've come so far with American Truck Simulator.
It's crazy. Sometimes, I've been around for a while. SES Software is celebrating 25 years in the business later this year. And wow. I feel like I was there, Gandalf, I was there. Because this is basically the same technology that we started with 25 years ago. This is an evolution of the same tech. It's great. It's still, there's much room for improvement, of course, and we are working on that. But it's the courage of the design team, the creative team, to push the envelope, create new sceneries. I was watching the game on a big screen in the relaxed zone where the party is taking place, and I'm not used to seeing the game on the big screen, and it looks so gorgeous, so cinematic. So all the rocks, all the cliffs, all the dramatic nature, it's fabulous.
And I'm sure you still love to try and get yourself involved as much as possible around the teams to see how the progress of these DLCs are coming along. And have you had a little bit of a chance to kind of check out Montana a little bit for yourself, or have you seen kind of just more the end part here when you've been in the studio?
Yeah, right. Of course, the team invites other SES people to join in the testing runs towards the end of the development. So I drove a few segments there. I must admit, I don't see everything before a DLC is released, but I see the nice bits, and I get recommendations. And I also felt the like I have to see it yet fresh today, so I did a little bit of driving and flying around today just to refresh my impressions. Also, the team sometimes kind of insists that it's too early to check. Take a look at the final thing, so then it's all compressed towards the end of the development, not too early. But the impression that the environment is making, the way I feel about it, it's incredible.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I think it's quite surprising. I think Nimiro, you have to agree with me here as well. How much is actually packed into Montana, and it's
correct,
actually a state that has surprised me. Because people think of these states and go, what's in Montana? What's exciting
Pretty
there?
much piece of everything, I would say.
You see this, and this kind of unravels it all for you. And with all the blogs that we've come out with and all the different areas we've had focuses on, and now seeing it all together in one DLC, it is really fantastic to kind of discover all of this. And we are sure that everybody here in the chat and more who are going to be driving in Montana a little bit later on when we release it in just an hour's time, might I add, is going to be really loving exploring the state and, exploring the industries and seeing what little new things are to find as well around the area. And, with almost 2,000 of you watching on our Twitch, by the way, thank you all for tuning in. It's great to see the support here and how excited everybody is and how ready everyone is for Montana. And Pavel, I imagine you're quite excited as well. It's always quite a momentous occasion to release a DLC, right?
Well, it's always a mixture of excitement and kind of this little fear back in your head that something will go wrong at the last moment. Like you press the button to release and nothing happens, or we have some critical bug there that we kind of, all ignored and now it's popping up to everybody. So you never know. As a developer, you are always kind of nervous will it work? But at the same time, it's always a huge milestone to release a major map expansion. It's always another important step. The kind of value of the whole of the universe is growing with each edition. Like it's one way or one thing to drive in a single state or a small area relatively, and it's something completely different as you cover more and more of the continent and you have so much freedom. Just the feel of the opportunity, the possibility to travel anywhere makes it so much stronger. So every little step that we take is great. And of course, the camera loves the state. The state is like photogenic. Is it the term? It's like
that's correct, yeah, photogenic.
You enjoy the various environments. I'm afraid the teams will have a little harder time with like the further east they go with the corn and then corn again and then maybe some weeds to change. But we're going to go into less diversity when it comes to the environment next. So we'll have to, push for features, push for interesting cargoes, push for more things to do in the game, and that's absolutely the wish list is full of these things. But for now, Montana, I don't want to steal thunder. Montana is incredible. I love it. I love it.
It really is. I mean, it must be, like you mentioned, a little bit scary to kind of venture out of, we've always been primarily West Coast, but now we're venturing to kind of that middle ground now, which is, it's great. Like you said, it's fantastic to have all those options, but at the same time, there's a lot of challenges ahead and a lot of things to think about as well. But of course, that's all for another time, of course. Montana in itself is great to have as well. They mentioned previously, we were talking a little about how there's been a few little challenges down the road, especially how this year's been a little bit bumpy and rocky as well, but the teams have really managed to pull through. And it's really great to see how the teams have done that together to kind of stick through kind of the thick and thin of it all. And what are your thoughts on this? Because it must have been quite of a tricky year for yourself as well.
Well, it's been a tricky year. Well, it's been a very difficult year for the planet and for the world with all the bad news we are hearing. The team actually had all our teams were affected. Euro Truck Simulator had their own share of problems with the DLC that we have not released so far. But American Truck Simulator was always facing the challenge of Texas. Texas is always on the horizon. How do we do it? How do we make it without, sucking all the resources from the ATS team into this huge project, and then having a kind of like an empty space ahead of its release and after its release. So we've been struggling in a way. We have been figuring out how to do it. The team has over 30 map designers total, so they would have to be shifting between projects. Now Texas is occupying all of the attention, of course, but we need to, move on. We need to wrap that big beast too. So for the team, in many ways, it's always iterating. It's always assessing where we are, what's next, what's wrong, and it's not so much of a secret that at one point in time, Texas was supposed to be out ahead of Montana. It's just as time went on and we've realized how much work we have on Texas with all the major cities and all the major, all the landmass that we have to cover in one cohesive way, that actually Montana was rescheduled, accelerated, people shifted around. So it's not like static development, it's always dynamic, there's always decisions to make, sometimes tough decisions to make, compromises, even frustrations, but at the same time it's making games is exciting, making games is a reward in itself in a way. So I hope that most of the time the team is enjoying facing the challenges and conquering them.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And again, when we look back at the final products, like we're seeing here on the screen, you see all of that hard work and perseverance come together to create such a wonderful release. And it's definitely something the team should be proud of, I've got to say. And you know what? When I see these states myself, I just think, God, it's somewhere that I'd love to visit now, because again, you don't know much about Montana, and previous states I didn't know much about either as well, like for example Washington or Wyoming, and you find out how much history and culture and nature that there actually is to offer in the US, and it's really beautiful to see, as well as the national parks, for example, that we have again featured here in Montana. And I was just wondering for yourself, Pavel, do you kind of have more of a favorite kind of part? Do you prefer the more natural areas, or are you kind of like a city person when it comes to driving in American
I'm
Truck
not
Simulator?
feeling good in big cities myself in general, not just in the games, but in general. So the more the rural character of the state is like more aligned with how I feel or what I prefer. And of course here everybody's kind of hero area is the Northwest, like all the natural parks, all the protected places there. The nature is pristine and fantastic, and then we take a big smelly truck and drive through it. But that's of course the star of the show in a way. But I love how you drive from the drier eastern part, and the nature changes, and you see more of the geology exposed, the big rocks and all that. Sometimes it feels like we are making some geology simulator with all the attention
all the attention to the rocks.
attention to rocks. But the impression is real. As you drive, you want to see what you see. You want to look at Google Street View and see, okay, this is really it. This is the same. And then people who obviously the locals, when they see so much attention to detail, I think they must really appreciate our efforts, that we want to be authentic, we want to be correct. And I'm looking forward to the reaction from Montana guys and how they feel about what we produce.
Actually, I was going to ask you, I imagine the just thousands of emails and messages and such you receive in your inboxes every day, do you ever often hear from people who have been exploring our game for the first times and how much they appreciate the realism, or even from truck drivers themselves sometimes?
Yeah, actually, people still figure out my email, and sometimes I get communication directly coming to me. I am not able to answer to everybody. Once or twice a week, I may pick a lucky soul in a way, and shoot back a quick response in some case. But the communication coming our way is such a volume of input, feedback, wishes, observations, people who took the game as an inspiration to change careers, people who just enjoy zoning out, not stressing in their everyday life, and taking the game as a relax, escape kind of vehicle for them. It's great, and people do respond often. We have a few people who keep bombarding us with detailed descriptions of areas, opportunities not to miss, descriptions of industries in the real world, how the relations are to the logistics. So all this is forwarded to our research team for them to process into their kind of overall network of research material. So a lot of input really coming from the fans, and I think it's always been that way. We always felt that the fans, in many cases, like crowd wisdom, know way more about the topic of truck driving or logistics than we will ever know. Actually, it's like thousands and thousands of very knowledgeable people who actually do this for a living. So how can we compete? So we need to take them seriously in their feedback, in their input, and we treasure it and value it.
It really, and I mean, we kind of have a saying on our social media, on our marketing terms. We always say "best community ever" is what we call them, and we really do think that, because they are so supportive and fantastic. And of course, we get so much feedback and constructive criticism as well from people from all over the place, on the Twitter and the forums as well, like that. And it must feel pretty good to have built such a community. Of course, there's always been quite a strong core since the beginning of kind of like the more hardcore fans, and they still continue here to this day, plus so many more from, you know, your average arcade enjoyer of the game who just likes the look of trucks, maybe just enjoys driving around, to somebody who loves the simulation. And it must be quite hard to kind of try cater for everybody at once, of course, right?
Yeah, well, one of my colleagues reminded me, or us, in one of the internal communication channels, that this year marks like 20th anniversary of the first trucking game we ever produced. And it actually happened to include Montana in a way, like a little glimpse of it. We're talking a very different era when the whole of the project was created by like 7 people, as opposed to, I don't know, 100 that contributes today to American Truck Simulator alone. So this is incomparable in a way. It was all program art, I would say, lots of procedurally generated terrain, anonymous kind of scenery with no specifics. Here you go everywhere, and it's all kind of landmark approach. Everything is recognizable. So many unique models for each location that are giving it the right feel or the authenticity. It was very different when we started. It's very different now, and it's always just improving. It's always like the guys are always pushing the envelope, are always trying to beat their previous year's results. I hope it's sustainable, because it's always asking for more people, more resources, more art, more work, more research, yet detailed preparations and yet detailed testing. But so far so good, and the results are worth it.
I couldn't agree more. No, I could not agree more. It really does look fantastic. You know, through the hours of Montana, we've seen together, me and Namiro, through these streams and through various blog posts as well. Like, I can't get enough of it. And I'm also looking forward to seeing more of it. And of course, seeing so much more from our community as well, when they eventually share it on our social media platforms and our Twitter and such. And actually, we did touch on that point you were talking about just a minute ago, about, where 18 wheels are still actually, featured parts of Montana, and there's little nods to that here within the Montana DLC, which maybe you've seen or maybe not have seen. But I imagine that's kind of weird, having those kind of two kind of merged together into what it is today, kind of bringing up to the modern standards, but kind of retain that old school look, right?
I must admit, I haven't checked out any Eastern eggs or any such references myself. We have, in theory, a process to approve Easter eggs so that we don't invent something that's like overly creative, or how to put it, sometimes controversial. Yeah. Sometimes what feels like fun to one person maybe not so not so acceptable to everybody. So there is a process. Sometimes I chip in. Sometimes I'm hoping for others to handle it. This time I knew something is cooking. I haven't just been informed or haven't digged anything myself. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. Obviously, I will be watching all the social media and everything for people to showcase the best bits. That's what I enjoy very much, seeing the response, seeing the little videos, seeing the images that come out when we release anything. So maybe I'll learn about this way.
You might, I think you will, because I think quite a few people are kind of excited to kind of go back to whether that be their childhoods or from previous times when they've been playing our titles in the past, and kind of trying to find those little Easter eggs. So again, community, make sure you're on that. share with us your first journeys, your videos, your photos, and everything. Once Montana does release in, well, we're looking at about 40 minutes now to its release on Steam, 7 p.m. Central European time. So make sure you're there for that. We'll be live streaming the release actually here on the channel, pressing that button. But yeah, share with us afterwards all of your first journeys, because we would love to see where you are and where you're exploring, and where you're seeing and what you're seeing in Montana, because there's so much to explore. And of course, we have the Cruise in Montana event as well, one that's become like a little bit of a tradition for DLC releases, but I think one that many people still very much enjoy, you know, because it gives them time to just go around, explore their different cities, and also get rewarded for it. And of course, we have some quite unique rewards as well. We saw a little bit earlier of some of the goats. I think that's such a lovely little detail in the national park. I think that's become a pretty solid favorite within the American Truck Simulator world, to see kind of different wildlife and that are kind of found in the States and stuff like that as well. So it's great to see. It really, really is. And of course, our chat as well have been on it and letting us know what they love about the Montana DLC. And of course, chat, if you have any questions for Pavel, let us know. And of course, let him know your thoughts about the Montana DLC. And of course, chat, we haven't even asked you today. Let us know where you're watching from in the world. Get ready for
location check.
So much spam. Give us a location check. Let's see where in the world our viewers are from.
Here comes the elevator.
Here it comes. You got just gonna say the whole world at this point, I think, because of because of how fast it is. You got people from India and Indiana and Scotland and Finland. I can see Chicago. I can see Germany. I can see New Zealand. I can see Puerto Rico. I can see Hawaii. I can see Argentina, El Salvador, Brazil, Colorado. People from all over the place.
It's fantastic that the community is like global. It's not a local phenomenon. There are so many people who love to explore the roads of a huge continent, so that's great.
It really is. We really do have a worldwide community, and it's great to see. It really, really is. So, keeping on the subject of American Truck Simulator, of course, always everyone's kind of thinking about the future. Is there any maybe little hints that you can give us, Pavel, of what we could maybe expect to see in the future after Montana from American Truck Simulator?
You know, haven't we agreed that we will not steal the thunder from Montana? But you know me, right? I always talk about things.
Here we go.
I mentioned that there is over 30 map designers in American Truck Simulator, like the whole of the team. They are splitting up into different groups for like different projects within the creation. There's the rework of older parts. There's new DLCs coming up. If I'm not mistaken, pretty much everybody now is on the next obvious DLC in the pipeline. Like the final push is going to be crazy. They feel great about it, but they have still so many things to like touch, improve, polish, optimize. So the big major release is obvious. We have an idea of when we want to release it, but you know, I'm not going to commit to it now in public because
don't jinx it.
You just never know.
Of course,
just never know.
Of course.
We feel great. We feel solid. Finally, with some delays as compared to the original plan that we made. I don't know, 4 years ago when we kind of pre-produced or researched and planned the whole thing. It took longer. I'm not going to blame COVID for it. It may have contributed, but it's just that with a big project, the bigger the project is, the more unknowns there are along the way. The longer the thing takes, the more changes are happening along the way. But it's great. And after that, obviously, we are pushing east. We are, you know, there's already, I think, 3 DLCs are in the pipeline next at various stages of pre-production research, where we definitely know where we go. And in general, I think we are kind of pushing along the old Route 66 in a way, going on the map, going left to right, obviously, west to east. But we would like to reach the big lakes, the area not too far away from us. So like that's the general idea, to push through the middle of the country now and reach the densely populated areas after these less densely populated states, and have fun doing it.
That's the most important thing, of course. A lot of challenges up ahead on the way, and I've actually got to ask, because I think we've had a few people asking in the chat before, because obviously when a map goes into production and we start actually developing the map, that can be a year or two ahead. But how does it actually come about when you start to decide, the plan in the long term ahead? Is that something you personally make a decision on, or is it a big team decision to know where to go next?
We like to claim that these are consensual decisions, team decisions. There's not just like one emperor calling the shots. But of course, I'm kibitzing a lot into these things. Sometimes I don't get what I want, sometimes I do. But I'm still kind of in this advising role, trying to balance the kind of business, where the business is kind of providing opportunities, or what our capabilities are, what even like the eternal kind of appetites of the team members may be when we have to choose A or B in some ways. So we don't want to do things that people are not comfortable doing or not feel it's like the right time yet for doing. So I would say it's somewhat management, but a lot of times it's the team influence that kind of dictates things. We try to nurture the teams working on the games for the future, not to get the most now and soon and push and crunch and like do it at any cost. We try to balance the long-term, mid-term future with immediate needs. So it's a process. It has some works. It has some like random things happening. It has some iterations. We may be planning something, and in the middle of the plan realize that maybe there is a better plan. So the pre-production, indeed, the initial research starts very early before a state or a country, in case of Euro Truck Simulator 2, gets a whole team. It's typically way over a year ahead, when sometimes we have a little research team even traveling to the region and kind of absorbing the feel of the countryside, of the cities, of the road markings, of all that, having a lot of photos, footage. Actually, one team has just returned from the US, another is about to travel south in Europe. So sometimes it happens in the research stage, sometimes it happens in the early production stage, when we feel we should gather more information. But then there's a lot of time, planning the economy network, planning obviously the road network, the layout of the roads. Sometimes you realize that even though two great cities, normally you would want to cover them both in the game, they are, with our limited scale, they are so close together that you have to, one wins and the other is kind of invisible or barely there. It's big. Then the asset team comes and starts to create the specific landmarks, buildings, new types of intersections, if this is the case, new traffic lights, all that's unique for the state. So that when finally the map design team comes along, they already have the building blocks to pick from. They already have enough material. They have something to create with. They cannot be empty-handed. And then both the asset creation continues, the map design goes on for a year or two, as in case of some of the bigger DLCs, it's almost 2 years then. And it's incredible to see that. It's incredible to compare that to really, again, to what we did 10 years ago, when the teams were tiny, the team would fit into a single room, everybody would know everything. Now you have to have process, you have to have documentation, you have to have plannings, meetings, documents to teach people things, to cover like the rules of how this should be or should not be done, the best practices and things to avoid. So it's a different beast now when it comes to how the games are built. But that's the part of the deal. That's what we have to do if we want to do more. And we absolutely are committed to doing more. We keep growing. The team is adding fresh talent. So the plan is more and better.
Which is, I mean, again, really fantastic to see how much the team has grown, and again, seeing so many new faces from the offices, as Chenda was showing us around from the party, is really, really great to see so many fresh talents there as well.
Well,
And
for you who are remote now, mostly,
right.
For you it's all fresh faces. For us, it's everyday
It
reality.
really is. It is. It's so strange for me every time I get to see somebody new from the office. I'm just like, wait, they're new, and they're like, yeah, a lot of people are new these days. So I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit behind on meeting people, so I have to get myself back over and try and meet them all. But I was going to go on to say was that somebody on the chat was also asking, as you mentioned, about the massive anniversaries that we come up. We've actually got multiple anniversaries actually happening this year with some quite large milestones. They asked you, do you have any plans yourself to celebrate, whether that be a big vacation or a big party or what that might be?
We have indeed several major milestones, and as the year wraps up, there is always the Christmas party that everybody expects here in the office, or there is Texas obviously coming up, an opportunity to yet again throw a party. So we will have to see how much we can squeeze into just basically 1 quarter of a year. But obviously 10 years of Eurotrack 2, obviously 25 years of SCS are both massive reasons to celebrate. So we have something coming up. We have not yet totally finalized this, but it should be big. It's gonna be with, you know, guests and families, and a big celebration.
Did we lost Alex?
Typical problem with the line from the UK. So we'll cover up for
Probably
him.
we just lost Alex, yeah. Hopefully he will soon get back to us. Last time this happened, it was like when he lost the electricity in his village. The whole village went down.
But we will not be celebrating the anniversaries just ourselves on our own.
Yeah.
We also have some World of Trucks events in
Oh
the
yeah,
planning
some
stages
rewards
and-
for the community as well. Because like, I believe also the other game, right, the Euro Truck Simulator 2 is going to celebrate 10 years this year, so it's going to be huge for that game as well. So it's going to be a lot of parties, I would say, or maybe one big.
Yeah. Well,
Who
we
knows?
owe ourselves some parties, because during the COVID era,
Yeah, we were like
stuck at
locked
home,
down, yeah.
trying to, you know, simulate this through online applications. But it's not the same as meeting people. It's not the
True.
same as face to face. So finally, we can meet.
Finally, you'll be able to meet and celebrate. Chad is asking, where's Alex? Alex probably went to explore Montana on his own. Like, he couldn't wait anymore. We don't know, Chad. Chad, we don't know what happened. We just lost Alex a few moments ago. Probably some internet connection problems at the place where he lives. We will see if he will get him back or not. Meanwhile, we can remind everyone that there is still the giveaway going. You can see the wonderful rewards here. We are going to pick 5 winners at the end of the stream. We have 5 Montana DLC keys for any of these winners. Plus, we have these 2 amazing headphones from HyperX. Shout out to our friends at HyperX for providing these 2 amazing. I believe they are Cloud Alpha Wireless. They're brand new product that can run up to 300 hours on 1 battery charge wireless headphones. And then we have something very special here. Philip, I'm gonna ask you if you can bring that camera again, because one of the prizes is also this amazing Montana flag, all signed up by the Montana team, myself, Mr. Chinda, Benny, and Pavel. It's up to you to put on the last autograph. You can pick up the white marker there, pick yourself a spot, and sign it up. Do we have Alex back in the house?
Yes.
Yeah, welcome back, Alex. Welcome back.
Well, do you know what happened? I'll tell you what. Not only was I very excited to go check out Montana for myself, but my PC decided it needed to do an update right now.
Oh yeah, that's
right this very moment. It was like, do you know what? Your computer needs an update, and just
thank you,
decided
Microsoft.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Whoever Michael is and his software, thank you, Microsoft, for your updates. It was apparently it needed to happen right now, which is, of course, I couldn't ask for better timing on that sort of stuff. So apologies for that, everybody. Apologies for the interruptions, but we are back on track, and I'm glad I could be back. Luckily, it wasn't a power cut this time because I know I've had those in the past. So
Absolutely.
but
and yeah,
yeah, I completely missed the last answer about all the parties and anniversary celebrations that might be happening, but I'm sure it's very exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be, I hope it's going to be big. The celebrations are, now an important part of going back to normal for the team after being home and back to the office again. It's a opportunity, it's a means to connect again, to build the team spirit again. So any good reason to celebrate is great.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. Now, we've seen this little conspiracy theory going around in the chat, and also I've noticed it on social media recently, that Montana's release today was scheduled in accordance with, national parks in the United States, because maybe you've heard or maybe you haven't heard that today national parks in the US are completely free to visit, as opposed to having their fees to have. And people have been thinking in their head maybe the Montana release and how we sometimes allow trucks to go where normally you might not find them. People are asking, is this true? I mean, it could be. Maybe we did, right?
it could be, but honestly, I wasn't aware of that fact until just this moment. It's way more pragmatic. It's when the team is done, it's done. And also when you get an opportunity from Steam to get featured on the feature list, which hopefully is going to be taking place in 24 minutes from now.
Oh yeah.
We just grabbed the opportunity, so the timing was ideal. We combined the fact that we are ready to release. The team was just pushing until this very moment. And then we agreed upon a suitable slot in the promotion calendar and got it for now. So this is really more technical and pragmatic than us being able to observe a day of free park access.
Yeah, but I love all these speculations from our community. Like, they always try to think that there is a pattern in everything we do and everything.
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it before, some of the speculations and comments from our community, and I think some of them are really fantastic, and some of them of our community, I'm going to say, are very clever, because some of them do manage to figure things out.
Yep.
Sometimes we do like to put little hints here and there, but other ones, sometimes I'm scratching my head a little bit. I'm thinking, where did they get that idea? It happens sometimes, but we do like to tease a little bit here and there around our games, of course. Adding little speculations here as well, but glad we debunked that. The Illuminati's deconfirmed now, it's fine. So, but no conspiracies there when it comes to the national parks at all. But yeah, I mean, again, like you mentioned, not very long now until the release of Montana. Just over 20 minutes time. So it means we'll have to say goodbye to you shortly because the time's gone so quickly. But Pavel, before you do disappear, we kind of want to get your final thoughts on the whole, release of Montana and also the support of the community. What do you have to say to our community out there watching right now?
I really have to express my massive thanks to the team that pulled through this and managed to create such a wonderful release, such a wonderful product or DLC. They actually managed to accelerate the original calendar plan by several months. A year ago, we planned for the DLC to be released towards the very end of the year. We kind of changed the slots with Texas, and everybody, adjusted, iterated on the plans. So the result is incredible. I really do hope that the community finds that every new release makes the whole of the universe of American Truck Simulator more valuable, more fun to drive through, to explore. So let's just hope that our positive relation with the community, with the best community ever, that we can help it stay. I'm kind of lost for words. Sorry.
No,
I may shed a tear even. It's great to be in this position to have another release. It's some proud moment for me as a, like, from the business perspective, but as one of the founding fathers of this phenomenon of the game company that created the fantastic franchise of American Contract Simulator. It's always a proud moment. It's always something that we've done it. And tomorrow is another day and another start of the work that you are never kind of finished. But these moments are well worth it. And celebrating together with the team, celebrating with the fans, it's fantastic. So, well, I'll actually see you, or you'll see me in a few minutes in the central company area again, joining the party and the release, pressing the release button with the team. But really, thanks everybody. Thanks to the team. Thanks to the fantastic community, inspiring us to go on and create more. And have a great day with the new DLC.
Thank you very much. Couldn't think of better words to end with there. And thank you so much again for your time. We know it's precious and valuable during a time like this, but it's great to have you on the studio. And hopefully we can have you back again soon again. Hopefully we'll have such long breaks and having you back on the stream. So hopefully you can return again shortly, but very soon again on our streams one day. But thank you again. And I believe we have a little break video that we can go back to let you go, Pavel. And then after that, we won't be very long away from the release of Montana. We'll have a little bit of time where it's just me in the mirror, you know, just two guys trucking in Montana and kind of keeping you company until we push that big infamous button. We get to see the team and Pavel push it to release Montana. Chat, are you excited? Let us know in the chat. Are you ready for Montana? Let us know if you are. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a few moments with more trucking in Montana and, of course, the release of the DLC for American Truck Simulator. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome
back, everybody. Wow, that was exciting to have Pavel.
Chat. There's something crazy happening in the chat. Someone turned on emoji only, or what's happening there?
That was me. I asked
I
them
understand
to show us their
now.
excitement for Montana with emotes only, and they went crazy. And
Yeah.
of course they would, because in 15 minutes' time, we are releasing the Montana DLC for
Yes,
American Truck
sir.
Simulator. Now, for now, you just have me and Nimiro, your old pals, on stream, back together again. But of course, we have this lovely view right now of
from
the
the
offices
party.
again. Big up to the offices. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? How are you enjoying the drinks?
Can you hear us?
You're
Hopefully.
live on camera.
Look at
Do
that.
not
We have even
sweat.
like we have like a corner where you can take a selfie,
Wait, what's
pictures.
this?
Yeah, that's a reference to the
Prospector, like gold mining.
yeah, to the
I like it.
Oro y Plata, or how to pronounce it. You know, the
I like it. That's cool.
that's cool.
Pick up that
That's
pickaxe
cool.
and go. Very, very cool. No
What's,
little Montana
what's
corner.
within the box? It's some kind of a like treasure again, or what?
It might be some stones.
It might be some stones. Okay.
We love to see it. Oh, it looks
That's
are those
any-
legit
that's
equipment as
any-
well.
That's so cool.
You can tell she's had experience in Minecraft before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The pickaxe.
1,000 hours in Minecraft probably.
We love to see it. Of course, chat as well. Do not forget about the giveaway as well. Montana, we just need to write that in the chat for your chance to win yourself some amazing goodies, including wireless
yeah.
headphones from HyperX with
Yes,
300
sir.
hours of battery life. We've also got 5 Montana keys to give away, and as well as the Montana flag that was hanging in our offices, signed by a lot of the team involved in the
let
development
me-
of Montana,
let me-
and also Pavel. And apparently Namiro as well is going to sign it for you. So you get a lot of
Yep.
people.
I signed it. I signed it already. I just want
You already
to
signed it.
bringing it out of the table and show it
Perfect.
in its
Oh, here it is.
full glory.
In its beautiful glow. Look at that.
Look at
Would you
that.
not want that hanging up in your own room? I would want that in my room. So you should definitely enter if you haven't already. Montana in the chat. There's over 2,000 of you watching right now. And, well, many more of you as well entering our giveaway. Over 1,000 of you
That
have
is
entered
awesome.
into our giveaway. So really, really fantastic. So again, Montana is your keyword if you want to enter into this.
Chat, you need to
luck,
write it
everyone.
only once. You need to write it only once.
Only once. Exactly.
But I don't think they're listening us anymore, Alex. They're just
No,
spamming
they're
it.
spamming. They're going crazy.
Yeah.
They're going crazy in there. All right. Well, while it's just me and you, Nimiro, we've had quite a bit of time to check out Montana for ourselves.
True.
We've had a little bit of time to, see what's been happening.
True.
And do you have any favorite areas of Montana? What do you like about Montana most?
I would say that it still is the part, with the white farms and the like the flat land, or the big sky part of the state. The Glacier National Park, through which we've been like driving previously at the start of the stream, was like beautiful as well, though. So I'm on the edge. I cannot tell. I cannot decide. What about you? Is it like the mountains or the lakes, rivers,
See,
or
I'm
farms?
torn because I like a lot of it. I really do. But for me, definitely really love the national parks.
Oh, okay.
I think I gotta say they're spectacular, aren't they? And to recreate those, it's no easy job.
It's
no easy
not.
job at all.
It's
And so
not.
to see the work that they've done on them and how great they look, yeah, it's really amazing to see. Of course, as well. So. Yeah, and of course there's lots to discover as well, lots of secret roads. Chat, we're not going to show those.
Did you
off.
see
You'll have to
that?
find
Did
those
you
yourself.
see that
So-
one particular secret load, the most challenging one? Like
No,
did,
I missed that.
you didn't see that? We actually posted a video about it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
the
that
video on
one,
the
that
social
one.
media. I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah,
meant
yeah.
during the stream.
No, not,
Yeah, I
not
did
during the
see that.
stream.
Nice.
A lot of our friendly content creators to which we send the early access, to this DLC, already created the content, trying to drive through it with the longest trailer and heaviest cargo possibly. It's good. You better Google that out and find it on YouTube. It's awesome. I believe that
Definitely, it's a
the Montana team created a new meta in the challenging road in American Truck Simulator.
Yep. it's very, very cool, and you need to have some serious skills to take it on.
Oh yeah,
that is for sure. That is for sure. And of course, you got some great trucks to pair it up with, whatever your preference is. Whether that's a Peterbilt or the brand new Western Star 57X that we have here driving. That was released 2 days ago. That was released, world premiere. Not only we released it on the exact same day as it was showcased, and we even had the guys from Western Star on. And I think it's a great match for Montana as well. Careful!
I hope
don't wreck a new truck.
Yeah,
no.
Whoa! Hold on.
That's it. All right, I think chat's going into maximum overdrive right now because we've got 10 minutes until we release the Montana DLC. That's right. This is your 10-minute alert, chat, for the Montana DLC. If you haven't already, add it to your Steam wishlist. A massive thank you to everybody that has already, because it really does help us here at the studios. Really gives us a lot of support. So thank you. And of course, thank you for all of your feedback and excitement and hype as well. It really boosts our team morale here at SCS Software, and it's just great to see so many of you excited for it as well. And chat, let us know, what are you what areas are you excited to explore? Are you excited to explore any areas?
What part of the Montana are you looking forward to explore the most?
Let us know in the chat. I mean, the problem is we've got people spamming Montana, and so everyone's just saying Montana.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just all of it.
Everything. Someone's like
Thompson
doing caps
Falls,
lock there, shouting out everything.
My hometown of Butte. In the entire state, all of it. The eastern part in the US too. The national parks. The Idaho, the border. Yeah, the border crossings. Heck yeah. There's some good choices here. There's some good, just all of it, the whole state, everything. Okay, chat, let's do ourselves a poll right here. If you're in the chat, right, I want to find out a percentage here, right?
Oh, okay. That's gonna be
How
tough.
many of you are already parked up and
at the
ready
borders?
to cross the border? Yeah. In ATS, I mean, because I've seen quite a few posts about this.
Me too.
Parking up at the border of the state, ready to drive into it. And let's get this poll going. Are you already? Yes and no. Chat, let us know. You've got 2 minutes. Boom. Poll has been initiated. Let us know. I can see lots of yeses in the chat already, though. Lots of people who already parked. I mean, imagine a lot of you are already in game waiting for that update. Let us know. Yes. Oh, it's looking good. We've got a substantial amount of people.
It's actually torn a bit.
It's a little bit torn. We got some people saying yes, some people saying no. Maybe some people want to do a long haul journey, so maybe they're just waiting for it to appear on their Steam page as well.
And to get the download as quickly as possible, right?
I imagine exactly. Yeah. Well, you won't have long to wait, chat. You've waited quite a long time for this DLC. We understand it's been maybe a little bit agonizing at times, just the amount of waiting and hype that there's been from the amount of content we've been shown, from all of the blogs that we've showcased, from the many subjects and wonderful areas and industries and landmarks of Montana, to the videos on Instagram and the streams that we have here as well. But in 7 minutes time, it's all yours. It's down to you. You will be exploring it.
It was a ride, right? It was a ride to, produce all the videos and screenshots and the blog posts and teasers.
I mean, I was going to say yourself, you really have to organize a lot of this, right? You're the one that kind of behind the scenes, kind of bring up all these subjects and everything.
Yeah.
But we're coming from one state,
and now here we are. 7 minutes till the projects get released, and hopefully everyone will enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a big moment for everyone here at SCS Software, and one that we always love to do, and it's always quite a big celebration. And especially after quite a few tricky years, it's great to have everyone.
Look at that. That's Darius. That's Darius who tried to explore.
Too excited for Montana. See, that's the definition of being too excited for Montana, where you accidentally tip your trailer. Don't get that excited.
Chet, you have all the time you need to explore Montana. You don't need to rush and end up like this.
Well, 57% of people in our chat say yes, they're already parked.
But that was close. That's close.
That's a good amount of people, considering we have, over 2,300 people tuned in on our Twitch right now. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Over 2,000. We should start, Darius, if you are in the chat, you should start looking for someone who we are going to raid. That's gonna be a massive raid. Like.
That would be a huge chat. We would love to do our biggest raid ever with you. If we can find somebody that's going to be trucking in Montana this evening, we would love to, after the stream, take all of you and surprise them with a huge raid of 2,000 people. That would be absolutely awesome. But first, we got order in business. Not long to go now until the release of Montana. We're driving it now, but you will have the wheel next. Hands up in the chat. Who's ready to explore Montana? Who's ready in 5 minutes? I'm loving seeing the countdowns here. There's somebody in the chat, and I can't see a name because it's going too fast, but who's been on it with the timing. Who's been... I might rename you Big Ben after the clock, just because of how accurate you are time-wise. Yes, everybody, look at that. Look at everybody ready in the chat. Oh, I'm so excited for how hyped you are. Of course, we'll be going live to the offices very shortly.
Yep. I believe in 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Maybe a couple minutes. Yeah, we'll see everyone getting ready to release Montana.
There is a
little speech
Pavel will give to the teams, and then we hopefully will see the pressing the magic button.
Exactly. I'm very, very excited for you all. All right. Well, on the road, it's coming to this moment. I'm excited. It's always a bit hard to say things at these moments. It's like, oh, what do I say? How can I even match the energy that's happening in chat right now?
Yeah. The hype is so real.
Wonderful. But of course, we're so excited to continue the journey as well in the future.
Oh yeah, I believe like we also will have a special stream next week dedicated for the Cruising Montana World of Trucks event.
Of course,
with one of the designers, providing some background information, how they've been doing the designs for the rivers, for the rules and stuff like that. So definitely be on the lookout for when we announce it.
Yeah. Do not forget about that. Cruising Montana, the World of Trucks event, which is going to be live as soon as Montana releases. You can earn rewards while exploring cities, and you have until late September. So you've got a lot of time just to take your time, explore the cities of Montana, and you can earn some awesome rewards. This really cool bear painting.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you've seen it. That looks awesome. I love that. You can also get yourself a hanging accessory to celebrate the release of Montana, and as well, you can also earn yourself a little goat plushie as well, which is very, very cute. I'm going to have to definitely do that. So do not forget about that. You can find all the information at our blog, blog.scssoft.com is where you find all the latest information, as well as our Twitter, Facebook, and also, we're cool with the kids these days. We have a TikTok.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yes,
at SCS Software.
There are some videos that you cannot find anywhere else, so you definitely go check out.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely go follow those socials if you haven't already. All right, 3 minutes, chat. 3 minutes. You've always been asking under the comments on social media, when Montana? Guess what? Montana?
When Montana?
3 minutes. Montana, 3 minutes. It feels good to say that because the amount of times that I've not been able to say anything at all.
But you know they are hungry. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
I'll have to keep on talking for 2 more minutes. Okay. Okay.
Now they are
we're
watching
live.
themselves being
it's
famous.
Great to see the team here gathered for the big occasion. The moment is here. In less than 2 minutes, we'll be launching Montana DLC, a great release from a great team that pushed really hard, accelerated the development schedule in the end, and managed to create something fantastic. We've been seeing it here on the big screen. We've been seeing it on the TVs around the office.
A lot of people.
The world is seeing it on stream. I think we all agree that it was, well, maybe the team not so much, but it was worth the work. It was worth the effort. It's really great, and we have high hopes for maintaining the spirits and pushing for yet more coverage of the continental USA and America. And the moment is always here, almost here. Should we gather and celebrate? Should we push the button? Somebody should keep the eyes on the clock.
Here comes the team. Can you see it, Alex? They have
So there's
champagne.
half a minute left.
I want some.
We're ready for the champagne and for the big moment. I'm actually not a great host. I'm improvising here, but forgive the chaos. Now nobody wants to push the button. So much responsibility.
That's wonderful. All the confetti is ready to
No.
be shot out to
Some
the
10
faces.
seconds actually.
Let's
That's coming up fast. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release.
Here we go. Wow. That's all the confetti's in the hair. That's a really lot of people. A lot of people came to celebrate the release of this DLC. That's wonderful.
So
I love your
thank you
background,
very
Alex.
much.
I love your background.
Thanks
Thank
to
you,
the
thanks. Really
guys,
bring it out
the
for me.
streaming team, the cameras, still working at this time of the day to show the world how
I
we are
don't
celebrating.
hear what Pavel's saying.
Let's move on to the after party, I
Okay,
guess.
I think. Well,
And
we
for the
cut away
world,
from the stream now. Well,
let's
there you go.
start Steam.
all
and
right.
Enjoy the
Chat.
game.
Chat,
Enjoy the DLC.
it's...
Montana.
Is it? Is it out? Is it out?
I'm pretty sure they pressed the button. They pressed the button. Chat. Montana for American Truck Simulator has been released. It might take a second or two to appear on Steam. Because Steam can be a bit funky sometimes, but it is been pushed through Steam. So it's
Not
about
yet. People
to
say
come out.
it's
It's still not coming out. It will be out shortly. We promise. This is always a thing with Steam.
Let me
so.
check it because
It's updating. It's getting there. But chat, the button has been pushed, so know that it will be coming out very, very shortly.
sometimes Steams need a few minutes.
Yeah. We got it. Is it out yet? Wait for the update. Steam died. Have you broken Steam?
Steam died. Lol.
Have we broke Steam?
Chat. You. Let me check. I actually believe it is released. Let me check the Steam page.
It is out now.
It
I can
is.
see
It is.
Officially, it's out. There it is. Chat, it's official.
It
Congratulations,
is
everyone.
out.
Montana.
It's out.
For American Truck Simulator. It's out now.
Shit.
You can go get it on Steam. Chat, if you want to go check out the Steam store page.
Chat, spam the heck out of us. It's
There it
out.
is. Montana for American Truck Simulator
Yes.
is out. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support, and go enjoy Montana. It's been an absolute pleasure riding and driving with you today.
But wait a second.
What are your thoughts?
We still
Go,
need
go
to
on.
pick the winners, man.
We do still need to pick the winners.
5 winners. Go quickly. Let's do this.
We're going to do this. Right. Everyone, massive good luck. Again, headphones. We got to give away from HyperX.
Massive shout out to HyperX.
We've got keys to give away as well. So there's going to be 5 winners in total for keys and headphones.
This is
and then we
not-
have the special flag winner.
This is not included.
So a good luck to everybody who has entered. Here we go. Ready for the drum roll?
Yeah.
So we're going to have 5 winners and then the flag winner.
Okay.
First winner is...
So the first winner is going to get only the key, right?
Yes.
All right, all right.
MLB Showdown 2002. Congratulations, you've won yourself a Montana key. Our second winner, Sanzi _
Sansi GG2
You've also
as
won
well.
yourself a Montana
And now
key.
to the
Congratulations.
fancy stuff. Now to the fancy stuff. 2
Now to the fancy stuff.
amazing headphones, wireless.
So
Go for it, man.
you'll get the headphones
Give me-
and you'll get the Montana
Yeah.
key DLC.
Give me
So
2
here we
names.
go.
Give me 2 names.
Here we go. Are you ready? Oh, Hunting Plays Games Live. Congratulations.
That's one.
You've won yourself
GG.
a set.
And the second one,
And the second one
owner
is
of these patties.
Marky the Wolfoo. Congratulations. You've also won
Nice
yourself
nickname.
a pair of HyperX
And
headphones.
now
And
the
for the flag.
for this wonderful Montana flag. The team
which has been
actually
signed
has been having it waved at their bay, working hard on Montana through the whole production of this product, and they signed it up. And winner of this is Alex. Give me name. Give me name.
Ooh, the winner of the flag is Mini Me 98.
Mini Me
Congratulations,
98.
Mini Me.
GG.
There you go. You've won yourself a Montana flag signed by the team. Thank you, everybody. Thank you also for your support. Congratulations to everybody who's won. I will be in contact with you shortly about your prizes. Those who have won just the Montana keys, I'll be sending you your keys via Twitch Whispers. But for everybody else,
we will need your shipping details.
And we'll need your shipping details to send all that good stuff over. So, but yeah, thank you, everybody, so much. It's been a real fun journey and stream today, checking out Montana, learning about it. A thank you to our guests as well, who are all involved in the streams today, and also sharing kind of a behind-the-scenes look of how everything's going at SCS Software and the production and all that good stuff as well. And of course, you, Nimiro, as well. Thank you for being
always a pleasure.
A driver of the day.
Do we have anyone to rate?
I believe there is someone, but we also need to shout out as well behind the scene production guys. We know you've got a camera now, so you got to turn your camera on yourselves. Philip, I know you're
Peach,
there.
Gaming Peach. Let's rate Gaming Peach.
Philip, and I see Chenda as well. Thank you for being our cameraman as well. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, both of you, for helping out today.
Chendas was doing his poker face.
Yes, he was.
Let's rate Gaming Peach. Let's rate Gaming Peach.
All right, chat. Well, now is the time for you to go and join Montana. But please join us for this massive raid. We're going to be raiding. Who is it? Sorry, Gaming Peach.
Yep.
A well-known person. I think we've seen him before. We definitely have. So we're going to go raid Gaming Peach. I'm assuming they're driving in Montana.
I believe so. I believe we sent her the early access key as well. So they probably are.
They are trucking it in Montana with the 57X. It's a perfect pair.
Yeah.
Chat, let's go raid. Let's go give them the biggest raid we've ever given. Enjoy Montana, and thank you again, everybody. It's been
Here we go.
Fantastic. Here we go. Get in there.
1,500 raiders. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll see you again soon. Make sure to send us your photos and your videos and all that good stuff at SCS Software on our Twitter, our social media, and enjoy Montana. Thank you again, everybody. We'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.